Hi, I'm Jim Kleinpeter, LSU beat writer for NOLA.com, the Times-Picayune. I'm with analyst and scout Chris Landry. We're looking at the NFL draft. We're going to check out the two running backs from LSU, Terrence McGee and Kenny Hilliard, a couple of guys that look like late-round picks, but they definitely both have value in different ways. McGee is a little more versatile. He can do it all, a senior who also played special teams. And then Kenny Hilliard, a guy who looks like a power runner. First on McGee, you've said before that a good player in every area, but not a great player in any one area.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to describe him. I think we kind of break down backs as different types: speed backs, complete backs, and utility backs. I think Terrence is more the utility back. I think he can catch the ball. He doesn't have great size, but he plays a little bit bigger than his size. He doesn't have great speed, but his quickness is pretty good. He can catch the ball pretty well. He's not great, but he's really functional. I mean, he positions his hands well. I think he's very, very capable. I think he's a guy you'd like to have as a special teams guy that can also be a role player. You know, he's one of those guys you always try to look to because you feel you can get somebody better, but somehow, some way, you know, his versatility may keep him around a little bit. So I'm hoping that that'll work out for him. I think late round priority free agent is probably the expectation, and because there are a lot of backs and there are a lot of guys, and that don't underestimate the fact that the draft is supply and demand, and so where a guy is graded relative to where he's drafted are they're not mutually the same, because how many players are graded with the same level higher, and you'll find that there'll be a lot of backs that are similar in some ways, but I think he's got a chance. He has worked out very well, and this is a case where I always tell people about workouts like the pro day at LSU or any pro day. Those are for the Terrence McGee and the Kenny Hilliard types, some other guys that don't go to the combine, that don't have their chance to really run and can do things at the workout. And I thought that he opened some eyes and helped people. And then you go back and look at the film and say he's pretty good. And look, I think Alfred Blue has played a little bit better in the league than I thought he would. And so I think that helps you too. You know what? This guy's a different player, Terrence, than Alfred Blue. But you look at that and say, productive guy, best conference in America, good workout. You know, late round, we may give this guy a chance. Certainly bring him to camp. You'd love to.
Okay, and Kenny Hilliard's a guy, he never really seemed to blossom in college, but at his size and the ability that he's shown, and he doesn't have a lot of wear and tear on him from college, looks like he could be a good power back in the NFL.
He's a one-cut back. I mean, he fits the LSU backs, which is a downhill running type of backs. You know, he doesn't have great bursts. He doesn't have great explosion. So those special qualities kind of hurt him at the next level. I think he's maybe a shade under, where Alfred Blue was, but a similar type of a back. So I wouldn't count him out, but I think that, the lack of production and the lack of what I would call special traits might, limit his chances, but still think he'll be in the camp. I don't know that he'll be drafted, but he's definitely worthy of being in the camp. I'd certainly, jump on the table for a chance for him.
Okay, there you have it. For Chris Landry, I'm Jim Kleinpeter. Follow all of our draft coverage on NOLA.com, and we'll see you on NOLA.com.